Noon here with National VA Loans. Today we're going to talk VA loan process. Let's get after it. All right, guys. Hey, like I said, Jeff Newton here, National VA Loans. The contact us is 855-956-4040. And today we are going to talk about the VA loan process, maybe go a little bit in depth with it. There's a number of different steps of the VA loan process, and a lot of times it does confuse people, and you don't know what to expect. Even if you've gone through this process, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, it changes on a daily or changes often. I guess I should say it doesn't change on a daily basis, but it does change often. And that's just because guidelines and the way the loans work changes over the course of time. So I'm going to bring up a couple different overlays so that we can take a look at the entire process. Again, the VA loan process. I always say the best way to do anything is either watch the videos or give our VA specialist a call. You see the number there, 855-956-4040. But the first step in the VA loan process that we have listed here is the VA loan pre-approval. Now, throughout that pre-approval process, there's a couple things you're going to want to do that your VA specialist is going to ask. Number one, you're going to want to do an application at nationalapplynow.com. That is the best place that you can to do the application online. It's the most secure place, and then that's going to come into our VA specialist. A couple things that you want to have together at that time. Number one, you may want to have your DD 214 available. Not necessary, because a lot of times we can just pull your certificate of eligibility without any trouble. But I would definitely have W-2s, pay stubs, things along those lines, any kind of financial stuff, have that available so that we can easily calculate income, and we can find out exactly what you're pre-qualified for. Or pre-approved for. That's the most important, is that we want that pre-approval to be accurate so you can go out and shop with confidence. So during that pre-approval process, you're going to get there's going to be a number of different questions to make sure that we have the right loan for you and that we can maximize your dollar. I mean, that's the most important thing, especially in a now. Step is obviously finding a home. Once you have that pre in your hand, that's a lot of buying power. You kind of hold all the cards. So home is very important, but you find real estate agent is also important. Now, you mentor a family member that's a real estate agent. Personally, I like to get personal referrals and be able to, not hold somebody accountable, but yes, hold somebody accountable. So I do work off personal referrals. Now, if you don't have a friend, family member, or a personal referral, of course, our VA specialist or your VA specialist will be able to help guide you to a good real estate agent. We work with a lot of real estate agents, even ones that are veteran oriented and veterans themselves. So they know what to expect when it comes through a VA loan process. Of course, just ask your VA specialist for any kind of referral on that, and they'll help you find someone that hopefully you'll click with, and you guys can put together a great deal when you're finding that home. Next, of course, is going to be getting under contract. And man, that can be sometimes the most grueling but exciting part of the whole thing, because once you get under contract, then really the ball starts and we start going downhill towards that closing date, either 25, 30 or so days out from that contract date. So getting under contract straight. Now, one thing I want you to remember, as a veteran, you don't have to put any money down. Okay. Remember that. So if you're still going to bring money to closing for closing costs or insurance or title fees and appraisals and things like that. So remember, when you're negotiating that contract, that maybe you can negotiate the seller paying your closing costs. And on a VA loan, the seller can pay up to 4% of closing costs. So on a $200,000 loan, they can pay up to $8,000, $400,000, $16,000. You can kind of see how that goes. We like to see if we can help structure a deal to where our veterans come to the table without any money. That's the best possible scenario for us. So getting under contract is important, of course, but make sure you negotiate that contract to the benefit of you. Of course, again, if you have any questions about that, our VA specialists are always happy to answer with any of their experience that they have. And believe me, in our office, we have about 100 years of experience with doing VA loans. So next, after getting under contract, is appraisal and underwriting. So now the loan really begins. And what's going to happen once we get the contract in from your real estate agent? We're going to go through everything line by line to make sure we understand it. Then if there's any questions that you may have, we want to make sure to be able to answer those for you on the contract. And then we're going to structure the loan based on that contract. Once we do that, we're going to send you out the initial disclosures. The beauty of this is you're able to e-sign everything I mean, it's as simple as doing it from your phone nowadays. But of course you can do it from your laptop or desktop. And then we're going to get the loan process started, and we're going to order appraisal, and we're going to order the title work. And then we're going to start moving things towards our underwriting. And underwriting is where the loan process and package that we put together paints a beautiful picture of our veteran that's trying to buy a home. And that's really what we're trying to do, is paint a really great picture of the scenario for your home buying experience. So after appraisal and underwriting, I mean, it's all down to the fun stuff, and that's closing on your new home. That's probably one of the best days ever is when you get to close on your new home. Whether you're a first time home buyer or you've done it 100 times, closing on your new home is always an awesome feeling. I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, right after you close, you get that moment of buyer's remorse." I think that happened. I mean, I get a moment of buyer's remorse when I spend $10 on a cheeseburger at Wendy's because it costs so much nowadays. So I understand that buyer's remorse. I do completely get it. But in the end, what you've bought a house, and once you move in, you're going to make it a home, and that's the important part. Is up until the time you get your keys and the time you start moving in, it's just the house. You bought a house, and that's awesome. But what you do with it once you get in there is the important part. You make it a home. And that's what we love, love, love to see and hear from our veterans. When we see our reviews and when we get pictures, I mean, it's pretty awesome. I mean, I have a whole folder on my phone of pictures from customers that send us stuff in after they bought their house and they're moving in. And it's grueling, of course, the moving in part. It's never much fun, and no one wants to do anything for pizza and beer anymore, especially your buddies. But it is a pretty cool experience. And once you turn that house into your home, it's pretty awesome. And the beauty of it is with a VA loan, you can do it with zero money out of pocket if we construct everything right. And that's where a VA specialist comes into play, and that's where they can really help out. Again, you can check us out online, of course, at nationalvaloans.com, or give any of our VA specialists here a call, 855-956-4040. If, of course, you're like me and you like to get stuff done and be a little bit proactive, check us out at nationalapplynow.com. You go right there. You'll be able to complete a secure application. It'll come right into your VA specialist. A lot of times it comes right directly to me, and then I'm able to give you a call back and we can go through the entire scenario to make it sure it's the best situation for you. Of course, to stay up to date and current with all the information on VA home loans, check out our YouTube at youtube.com/national VA loans. And you'll have all the information there you need. But don't ever hesitate to give us a call, 855-956-4040. As until next time, we appreciate everything you've done for our country. We appreciate everything you do and the sacrifice you give every day. Thank you so much for what you do, and God bless.